I'm going to walk you through what I do each month to prepare my budget binder for the upcoming month. So for May, I start with printing out all of my worksheets. I use the Budget Moms Budget by Paycheck workbook, the PDF version. So I print those out and then I put all my stickers on. This sticker kit is from VanLily Stickers. I just adore her stickers. They're really good quality, great designs, and you get everything that you need for the month. Just everything you can imagine. You get your headers, subheaders, all your scripts, cash breakdown slips. She provides 3 cash envelopes, decoration stickers, just whatever you're going to need for the month, it's in there. So I do start and I take my cash envelopes. We have cash spending, physical cash spending for 2 items. One is my nails and the other one is my husband plays in a pool league. So I write those on there and I include a little tracking slip for the month. Next, I'll write in each time that we're going to need to use those so I can figure out what kind of cash we'll need for those items during the month. For the paycheck budget tracker, I write in our bills, write in my variable, the savings goals, and the debt categories. So all the categories get written in. I go ahead and write in the amount of the bill since those don't really change and the minimum for our debt payments. This month I'm trying something a little different. I did highlight in advance. Usually I highlight at the end of the month when I do my closeout. Next is the weekly check-in. I like this page to track for these variable expenses. So I write these here for the first week and I'll track the beginning balance, how much we spent for the week, what's remaining, and then we'll know where we stand for the next week. So I'll track that throughout the month. My monthly spread is going to be just financial information. I am missing some stickers because I also did a planning page, but I find that we tend to rely heavily on Google Calendar for our family for scheduling purposes. So I'm going to try using this only for financial stuff this month. Then my expense trackers, I have one for our American Express and one for our Chase card. So we are primarily cashless. I pay these cards off in full. We do not carry balances. And then I have an expense tracker for our checking account. I do print a couple extra expense trackers because I usually need more than just these 3 pages. With the sticker kit, look how cute this bookmark is. It's like a heavy cardstock. It coordinates with all the decorations. It's got little magnets, and I like to clip those pages together so I'm not having to flip through pages I don't need at the moment whenever I'm flipping through. Then moving on to our sinking fund. I do a 2-page spread for this. You may only need 1, but this page is kind of a macro overview. So it's the main categories and what their balances are and how they've gone up or down throughout the month. This page though, I really like to see the details for my sinking funds. So for example, let me move that down a little. Okay. So for example, for this auto line, I know that what's going into this is my auto maintenance, auto registration, and oil change. So each of these categories, I kind of have subcategories that I track balances in. So I like to see these details as well as the overview. My debt payment plan page, I list out our debts. So we have some medical debts we're working on paying down, as well as the truck loan. Then I set up my net worth tracker, and to set this up, I add in all of our assets and all of our liabilities. Our assets are anything that's worth money. So we have our primary residence, a rental home. We also have some property that we camp at, 2 trucks, 2 SUVs. Then I have my retirement account through work, and we each have a Roth IRA, a 4-wheeler, joint investment account, furnishings. I do just kind of stick $3,000 on there every month. It's probably more than that, but I don't go through the process of trying to figure out what the fair market value of our furnishings would be every month. And then I list our 3 accounts. We have Capital One, which is our checking account, Wealthfront, which is our high yield savings account. I really like Wealthfront for 2 reasons. First reason is it does have buckets. So if you decide that you want to break that balance down into different categories, you have those categories you can break it into. The other reason is it's really quick to transfer from Wealthfront to my Capital One. If I push money from Wealthfront to my Capital One checking account, not only does it happen the same day, it usually happens within an hour. It's very quick. And then Qube Money is a bank account attached to an app. It is digital envelopes. And before we started using our credit cards and paying them off in full for points, this was how we used our cashless envelopes. So it's a debit card, but in order to use it, you have to open the app and click on which category you want to spend those funds from. And then in your liabilities, I've listed, we have a mortgage on both of the houses and the property. We have a loan on one of the trucks. I do list out our credit cards. These are our open credit cards. I don't carry a balance, so this will be 0, but I do put them on here because in the future, if for any reason we have to carry a balance for an emergency reason, I just want to make sure I don't forget to include those on our liability. And then have our medical debt listed. We're getting down to the end of the month now, so the budget category breakdown would be this page where I list out our categories. I go ahead and highlight those. I do something a little different with the savings. I like to track that on 2 lines. I break out the sinking funds. And the reason I do this is because if I'm spending sinking funds, I'm not as worried. This is money I've set aside specifically to spend on categories. However, if I'm dipping into this general savings or my emergency fund, I really want to have some insight on how much I'm pulling from there. Our meal plan page, I write down each night what we've eaten and I highlight for 2 colors. One is if everyone ate it and one is if everyone didn't. We have a few picky eaters and I like to kind of make sure that we're getting enough meals that everyone likes, and if I try a new recipe, is it something we're going to repeat or not? And that wraps it up. We're going to thoughts and notations. It's just a page where I write things throughout the month. Any notes I want to carry on to June go on this page. I really thank you for staying to the end. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe. And I hope that you come back and visit with me again when I go to put all the numbers in this month.